The first episode of My 600 Pound Life aired in 2012, and since then, the TLC docuseries has gotten the attention of its audience by showcasing such dramatic, captivating, and at times tragic stories. The show follows the journeys of different patients who are under the care of Dr. Yuna Nauseradin. Sometimes the patients lose a lot of weight, get the surgery they need, and lead healthier lives, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. Today we're going to break it down season by season and tell you which ones are the most watchable. Let's get into it. First off, Season 1 and 2 were the best. Yes, the first season of the series is a bit different from the rest. Arguably, it is the overall best, as it gives us a much bigger picture of the patient's journeys. It was also filmed over the course of 7 years, and so of course we got more context and we got to really see the little details in every patient's case study. It felt a lot more personal than the later seasons as a result. In this season, we also got to really understand the patients it followed. Plus, we also got to see where the patients are now. Interestingly enough, only 4 patients were featured in this season. That might also be a reason that cases were explored so deeply. The shift from the first season to the second was not easy for viewers. Shifting from the patients being filmed over 7 years to a much more quick timeline of just a single year, it was tough to watch, and it ended up with much less depth in the patient's stories. Next up, Season 6 was a fan favorite. This season also gives viewers access to great stories. For example, Karina Garcia's. She shed over 230 pounds during the 1-year period, and then turned into a highly successful YouTuber. Now, years have gone by after the TV debut on Season 6 of the show, and she seems to be sticking to her new lifestyle, which includes replacing things like soda and fried food with healthier options. But Karina's life still has a bit of controversy. Fans of the show would definitely remember Gilbert as a controversial figure. He pressured his wife Lupe to have with him after surgery, which led to the reopening of some stitches and wounds. Recently, Gilbert and Karina have been spending more time together. This has led to certain fans questioning the nature of their relationship, to which both parties have insisted that their time together is just professional. Besides her, the season was also full of some heartbreaking dismissals that made it tough to stomach at times. One of the patients, James Bonner, tragically took his own life too. Now, Season 5 was a fun one. Season 5 was pretty dramatic, and that made it one of the more interesting seasons of My 600 Pound Life until now. It starts off with the stories of Candy and Brandy Dreyer. These twins have collectively lost more than 400 pounds. Their episode told us that the Vancouver, Washington natives would use food to cope with their abusive childhood and had a collective weight of almost 1,200 pounds when they started filming My 600 Pound Life. Things are much better now, since with the help of Dr. Now, the sisters shed enough weight to qualify for gastric bypasses, but while Brandy's surgery went perfectly, Candy went into cardiac arrest while in surgery and had to be placed in a medically induced coma. Fortunately, Candy made a full recovery, and the sisters are doing great after continuing their weight loss journey post-surgery. This season also featured James King, who was the heaviest contestant ever at 791 pounds. Next up, Season 4 was a mixed bag. This season gave fans a myriad of stories, and the season also included Brittany Fulfer, who definitely had a very successful journey. She lost an amazing 230 pounds in the program. At the start of Brittany's episode, her weight stood at just over 600 pounds, and we were told that she began binge eating after facing abuse as a child. With the help of Dr. Now and obviously a gastric bypass, the Oregon local lost the weight she needed and more by the end of her year-long weight loss journey and began going to the root of her compulsive eating with a therapist. Since her appearance on My 600 Pound Life, Brittany seems to be living her best life and thriving. The reality star even kept losing weight and maintained a balanced diet after the filming wrapped up. TLC caught up with her in the follow-up series My 600 Pound Life, Where Are They Now? 2 times, in 2017 and 2018. It was revealed that she'd managed to shed even more weight since her time on the show and had undergone surgery to take off the excess skin that was left behind after her weight loss. Coming up, some interesting patients came in Season 3. Season 3 gave viewers an amazing array of patients and discovered its footing after the move from Season 1 to Season 2. Angel Parrish, the featured patient in the 5th episode of the season, lost a whopping 309 pounds. Her insane journey made this installment a must-watch for fans of the show. We also had Pauline Potter in this season. She was already famous before too, qualifying for the Guinness Book of World Records for being the world's heaviest woman. She'd also appeared on Dr. Phil and made tabloid headlines when she said she lost weight by having to 7 times a day with her ex-husband. Potter kept being stubborn throughout and often clashed with Dr. Now, but in the end, things turned out all right for her. She got it together and shed 300 pounds, with skin surgery being close by. She's been looking slimmer and slimmer on her Facebook, so chances are she's doing good. Now let's talk about why Season 8 was a tough one. In this season, we did get to see several patients work successfully through the program. The installment is difficult to like, in part because some patients passed away. Koliesa McMillian died in 2020 because of surgery complications, complications, and her passing was a heartbreaking loss. She'd dropped 150 pounds during her time on the show, but Dr. Now still didn't feel it was enough weight to qualify for weight loss surgery. She complained of chronic stomach pain, and Dr. Now feared she might have a blockage in her intestines that could kill her. To make things worse, her weight didn't let them find out what was wrong, so Dr. Now did the weight loss surgery anyway. After that, she suffered even more issues. According to Starcasm, her niece reported that a suture from her Colicia's gastric sleeve had popped, resulting in severe sepsis. Colicia was then on ventilator for 2.5 weeks and then put in a medically induced coma. She survived that, but died shortly after, and fans were absolutely gutted. Coming up, many patients left in Season 7. In this season, we saw the majority of patients get dismissed or decide to leave the program, which was sad for viewers, but it did have a few redeeming episodes. Overall, it was harder to watch than most seasons. Take, for example, Angela Johns. Like so many others on the show, she also has a tragic backstory involving abuse, drugs, and even prison time. As a result of these many traumas, Johns found herself going to food for comfort. Her weight stood at 643 pounds by the time she took Dr. Now's help. But not only was she straight up combative with Dr. Now during her episode, she also claimed he was punishing her and insulted his program. Besides that problematic stuff, she also tested positive for heavy cigarette smoking and opiate use, and she also lied to Dr. Now about it. She cut only 48 pounds and didn't cut the drugs. It was disappointing to watch. Finally, Season 9 and 10 weren't it. The most recent installment of My 600 Pound Life was filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic, and for that reason, it just wasn't as entertaining. While many of the patients did well over the course of their year with Dr. Now, the episodes are a bit difficult to follow. Also, they give far less access to patients than viewers enjoyed in previous seasons. While My 600 Pound Life Season 9 began with Samantha Mason, who had the most significant weight loss of any patient in the show's history, it has the same issues as Season 10, as it was also filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic. The patients in Season 10 failed to show up for appointments. Ultimately, several are dismissed from the program. It didn't have the same intensity, and it also didn't get to take as close of a look at the patients as the other seasons, and for those reasons, many have deemed this season unwatchable. To many people, though, the real star of the show is Dr. Now, who has both on-screen and off-screen collectively helped hundreds of people, and we can see why. He always keeps it real and does his best to help his patients. And that's a wrap for this video. Which season was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one. Thanks for watching.